Alright, we are live. Apparently my webcam is really low. Alright, and we should be good. A bit of a late stream starting, but and my chair is like moved so weird. There we go. Oh, alright. Close out all the stuff that I have open. Soon, guys, we're going to be moving into art streams. It's going to be cool. Alright, today we're going to be making more buildings. We're going to be fleshing out the main station, making a duplicate of the main station, and creating a system for storing the state of ship inventory and computer, like pretty much an inventory system for the stations. And we're going to save the local player data of what's stored in those systems locally. So when people log in, they're just going to have their own local save file with everything that they've kind of bought and purchased and has been stored, and then on the server, we'll pull that down from an API. Hey Dakota, how's it going? You have a first badge. Oh, I guess because you're the first one to the stream. Oh, top fans. Cool. That's awesome. A lot of work done, man. I got all the ships working in multiplayer now. Got ship configuration working. Like, you can find components. We have pool in the game. A lot of stuff working now. And now I'm just like, I'm on a massive, I don't know what to call it. Run our own little hype train. We're doing a lot of the network manager stuff, putting all the net code stuff in a network manager singleton that the star system manager will be using. This will become kind of like a network star system manager of sorts. Pretty much the star system's networking is going to be here in this kind of singleton class. And then we'll break it out as the complexity grows and grows and kind of, you know, it kind of splits up into different, you know. Hey Fennec, welcome, welcome. But the pool is working in the build. Congrats, have been powering down. I've been powered down to an E-machine since my Acer went out. I'm using RPG Maker right now. Since right now they've been on sale, thinking getting 2003. To the art software that's probably on Steam as well. Can find one free one. Libra Sprite. It's a free version of A Sprite. Is really good. So we gotta get despawning working today. Yeah, so the agenda, at least now on system, I put it on networking maybe, for the active sprint, so ship despawning. We're probably gonna finish this now, but it's what's on top of the list in the networking stack. Systems has a bunch of stuff in QA that need to be tested. Finnick, if you want to test the build, do you still have access to the launcher? I think maybe I gave you access to the launcher. I have a new version of the launcher. Let me see. I'm trying to make the launcher updatable. Actually, no, it's been a long time. Okay, here, I have something for you. Libra Sprite, yep, let me show you. Right, so this is pretty much A Sprite, just their own version of A Sprite. It's fully open source, you can just download it. Got, you know, it's the same speed, you know, it's a little tiny bit behind A Sprite. But it gives you all of the options, you know, of A Sprite pretty much. It's straightforward. You do all your animations, everything, download it for Windows. Really light, you know. For that launcher, Fennec, you just gotta log in with your Unforgiven Space account. If you don't have one, you can register one in the launcher. It requires you to connect to Patreon, but you don't need to have a pledge right now. So it's literally just, you launch. If you don't have an account, you create one. I think you already have one for Fennec. You just log in, boom, right, just pops up, would you like access, you hit allow, it's done. And then you want to pull down the systems build. And this will automatically install the latest version of the game. You might have to go into settings. It goes to C drive apps Unforgiven Space by default. It doesn't tell you this. This is more of a hard-coded, you know, very early prototype. Yeah, Libra Spray would be great for a laptop. Anyway, that just downloads it. Boom, you can jump in. Immediately go to multiplayer, and if you uncheck local, you can connect to a dedicated server. Right, so like I said, if we want to help test, we got to knock out some of these bugs. That's on the QA. Right, so that's all there is to it. Right, so there's a lot of stuff here in the pipeline for QA that needs to be done. And so we got to get ship despawning tonight. We're gonna also finish the. This is all being all the commodity trading terminals are being redone. Or the goal of this weekend is to get persistent storage. The issue is we refactored all of the. Right, that we have our little test station now. This is the proto station. It's gray box, you know, in all of its ultimateness. I've added here for testing. We've added the pool mini game. We go over here. You can see we should have the pool table. There we go. And so the pool table is in, and what we want to do is change all these rooms to be like, you know, here's the security missions, here's components, here's ship sales. Now normally, with the ship components, they spawn in the world, which they still do, they'll still spawn in the world. But what I want to move towards is having everything that is purchased at a station move to station inventory. And the idea then, we'll have a station inventory terminal, this will be a new terminal. And anything purchased at the station is going to spawn here. I'm not going to do the animations or the you know, we're not going to go that far deep into it. We just want to unify all purchasing. So all purchasing has the option of either spawning at the store so you can take it, or it gets spawned into station storage to be retrieved later. And anything you leave behind will eventually move to station storage. And then with station storage, we just spawn it in the hab of choice. So whenever you go to a terminal, you know, it registers the station as being, you know, and it accesses your own inventory. All inventories right now are going to be client side and saved locally to the player configuration. Is how they're going to be. It's how they're going to go right now. But you know, things might change. But it's a middleware. Or you know, a middle of the road solution temporarily. So we can get persistent stuff saving. Which means we need to have something that kind of does everything, like components, storage, kind of a universal UI with the different types of things that can be stored in a station inventory. Right, so that's what we're working on today. So we have our new proto station here. It's going to be great when this gets all put into the main build and we can actually like replace it with some of the real we're connected and downloading. Cool. I'll be doing multiple builds over tonight. I just want to see if you can actually like connect and have your account and download. And right now I want to add a yellow building, so there's going to be a yellow building, which will be the purchasing building for boxes and also the drop-off. And technically it is big enough for the box size we have, so it's going to kind of work like the standard trading terminal, and will require you to kind of take the box and deliver the box manually. But I don't really have a a store in the hangar for buying and selling commodities, right? Because in the test system they were always here, right? Each commodity panel has its own commodity or cargo area. Right, so we're still going to use cargo areas, but I'm going to put them inside the shop, so you can buy, goods at what will be like the warehouse. The warehouse is probably a bad word, but it's the the Star Citizen admin office, right? So we'll call it the warehouse, but it's the station storage or station, cargo, where we buy things. I'm going to call it the warehouse, you know, just temporarily, and because it kind of makes sense. If you have any other like, you know, is there a pledge store online already? No, there's no pledge store. The only thing we have that represents a pledge store is just the Patreon itself. So it's patreon.com Unforgiven space, and the only thing that you really gain access to is just the ability to help fund the game. That's it. You know, backer tier, $5. You just reserve your name. $10 tier, and you just have access to your own little private station in the little test universe. First to be microtransaction store, then you should do the game. That's true, I know. But unfortunately, we're just trying to fund the development of said game. We're trying to leave the JPEGs alone, and just, you know, work on, you know, gameplay first. Make gameplay fun. You know, be able to get immediate player feedback through early builds on Patreon, and you know, that's kind of, you know, the idea. So like, you know, I haven't posted a lot of the builds, you know, publicly, because mostly we have on the Discord, we have our own Patreon channel that you gain access to, but like there's builds every day now. They used to be every week, but now it's just continuous builds and continuous development, you know, process. So what people have been doing, you know, is we have issues. So anyone who's like a Patreon member, they've been just, you know, submitting issues here, like as they're testing, and then it's going through, you know, active sprint and then being closed. So all of these from this couple of weeks is just people that have been testing. So it's not early access, it's not anything, it's true development. There's no, they're not stable builds, they're not games. Exactly. Gameplay and fun has no place in the space MMO. Such doesn't even have gameplay due to bugs. Yeah, we can't have that game. We can't have working gameplay. You know, it's it'd be counterintuitive. Working elevators. You know, I can't get my NPCs to T-pose, so it's a very rough state right now, Nitro. With, you know, it's rough. So we need, let's get this whipped up real quick here. You should consider adding working toilets and needing to poop like Robert's intended to do in this city. Not happening. We don't really have any survival mechanics in the game. We do have a reason for them, and that's the shower gives you access to a mirror, which enables you to access the character creator to make adjustments to your character and change like your civilian clothes, your suits, the kind of things that you want to use when you're like at a station. So then there's an actual reason to put one, you know, in your ship. So it's not like, you know, I mean, I could add like in the future some role play poop or pee or something, but I mean, does it serve a purpose? Nope. And everything in the game needs to like economically, you know. It unfortunately needs to have a purpose. Oh, a shop. Warehouse store. And now what did I use? Let's see. So But I just copy ones that we've done here. Hey, Relic Line. I need me some warehouse. Oh, warehouse? It's staying there. It's good. It's a warehouse. It's perfect. Hey, Mongolo. You know, we don't spell around here, you know? The only fear is that it actually is linked. Yeah, it is linked. Right. Let me make it unique real quick. Is it because the mesh is not unique? Yeah, we want kind of unique on the overall material. Yeah, it is because the. Yeah, but if I unique the mesh. Yeah, fine, whatever. How's it going, Bear? Are you guys still working? Still doing the UI cleanup? Just sitting there for dinner and then back to the UI. Cool. I made a fun discovery with my movement system. Once I got it into the main project, it didn't work. Something that was missing with the transform rotation. Turns out I had to turn the physics on a separate thread for it to work. Don't know why, but now it works. Weird. That's a bit goldish. Something more gold. It's still linked to the security, what? No, that's fine. Hey, Jank, how's it going? United Kingdom Assemble. I'm good until I get up to the ship. I lose the gravity and legs, apparently. On the multiplayer scene, or are you on the test scene? Is this the Godot engine? It is. Yep, this whole game's made in Godot. Yeah, so warehouse should be fine. You're on multiplayer, clicked online. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, check the, so you did multiplayer and then turned off local and joined that way? I need to make a tab. I wish I had the talent mapper. I wish I had a talented mapper for my game. Oh, I feel ya. Yeah, if you uncheck local, you'll just connect to the dedicated server, and I'll see you right here. If you want to connect. There's a weird bug where it puts you in the star on the dedicated server for some reason. So let me know if it puts you in the star. And you'll need to restart, like, if multiplayer has failed, just restart the multiplayer completely. And we'll see if a random Fennec shows up. Well, let me switch from local to multi. Yeah, you need to restart it. And just when you launch it, go to multiplayer, uncheck that local, and just hit connect. And if it works, you'll appear right here on the dedicated server anyway. Yeah, Jake, the art is like a whole like ball game of that's where 80% of the time gets gets absorbed. And I'm debating increasing the ambient light of the game. Or at least maybe this, like the skybox's influence. You know, it'll make things a bit more green, but. And you can always launch the build directly from the folder once you've downloaded it. So you can run like many different copies of it, or similar to what you did before back in the Unity days. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one up while Alright, so this warehouse store should work. It really needs a light. The join button isn't doing anything. I see NPCs walking around. The join button doesn't do anything. Weird. Commercial? What? Oh, ads on Twitch, you mean? Let me know when the ads are over. So it downloaded okay though, right? It's weird. Like it downloaded, but it won't let you connect. Did you put your handle in there? You put in like Fennec, filled it out. I'm a publisher. Tell me what. You have one meeting. I don't really care. What company do you work for, Jenk? Or what's your publishing company? I'll look it up real quick. I only say that because there's so many random scammers on Discord that are like, I want to publish your game. And, they don't really offer anything. But if you're good, if you're well enough and you have social media. The assumption is if you're good at doing social media, you must have it. Oh, pretend? Oh, I gotcha. Back from a commercial? Thanks getting all the ads and everything. Damn, brother. So you can't. So when you go to join Fennec, like you put your handle in there, pick the color, all that stuff, and nothing. It's weird. I was gonna say because it's weird that the launcher downloaded and everything. Make sure you uncheck the local. That's the most important thing. Or you're gonna try to connect to yourself. So when you go to the launcher, hit play. You go to multiplayer, make sure you uncheck this local, so you go to the universe server. Yep, and then you put in like Revere, and then you just hit join, and then you join, so it just doesn't give you that option. It's weird. I'd rather, dude, it's wild, man, the amount of stuff you see on Discord. Or you'll see, like, the promoters, it's like they'll pretend they're, like, a popular streamer, and they'll put X on the end or some underscore. And they'll be like, oh, I'm a, big popular streamer, here's all my, my things. And it's really funny when that streamer is actually live already with a couple hundred viewers, and I'm like, obviously you're not talking to me if you're live. And they're like, yeah, who are you using for your social media management? We have this great company that can touch base with you. And then the same guy will be like, oh, hi, I'm a rep from blah, 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 right? It's like, oh my God, it's so stupid. So it's like, ugh, it's so dumb. I've been doing this, doing it the proper way, yeah. I hate trying to sell anything anymore. As soon as you list it to scam, yeah, exactly. Yeah, as soon as anything we also need to get the ship component bay. Yeah, we had this as well. Ship component latch on network ship. That needs to happen tonight as well. The age on the internet has evolved. Scanning is at the real level. Yeah, it's really annoying. What sucks too is when you're actually looking for work. Like the biggest one are like Discord artists. A lot of them are like Twitch artists. They're artists that are looking for Twitch. Hi.
I'm having a really bad sleep problem.
What?
I'm having a really bad sleep problem.
Okay. Sleep problem?
Yes, I can't go to sleep.
Hang on 1 second, guys. Gotta mute.
I have tried everything that I can possibly do, and I still haven't gone to sleep.
Yeah, don't do business on Discord, period. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. There's nothing. Take my phone and listen to some music. I don't know where it is. you know? It wasn't the room charging, it didn't seem like. One second, guys. There it is. What was it? What was that downloaded? I think you downloaded it was. Your computer's 32-bit. Did the streamer die? The streamer did die. Now how to get my little guy back to bed. Ugh. Yeah, I want to get a little bit more done on the multiplayer systems. Put together the main art again. Let me show you. I'll show you in the other project because it's a better understanding of the visual target I guess I'm going for. I see networking. It's a space, it's a pretty much like a Sea of Thieves in space. Taking some of the mechanics from Star Citizen and making them very light. Focusing on a lot of the trading, piracy, smuggling. That's ambitious. Well, we're not going crazy with it. You know what I mean? We're just making it very simple. So the big thing in the game will be the ship customization. So being able to pop off all the components, upgrading them, the whole ship can be edited just like like a car mechanic simulator type of thing. The idea is to have a focus on a variation of these medium-sized ships, right, and a variation of the larger size ship. They'll all be to a standard. So in my case, like metrically, every one of these modules are 1/2 of a meter by a meter. They all snap together. It's all systemically easy to scale. Like all I have to do is add a new face, a new exterior shell, right, of whatever type of things I want. Do you have any hacking experience? Pardon my expression. Probably 18 years of network security. I wouldn't say I'm very great on hacking, other than like known exploits and like some war driving and Metasploit and a few other things. I'm not a Kali Linux user, you know what I mean? Like I'm not sitting there every day like trying to find vulnerabilities in the SMB protocol or some type of networking. It's not my jam. But I know enough about it, you know what I mean, to be able to kind of build solutions, work around multiplayer limitations and stuff like that. It's fun. Like it's one of my my favorite part of making a game right now is multiplayer, I think. Right? Like that's kind of interesting, or at least I find it kind of interesting. But I mean, it's an eternal battle, right? Trying to protect things, from players and everything could be hacked. I mean, that's just the nature of things. Have backups, make smart systems, make it easy for users to be able to report problems, try to incorporate, things that you can, you won't succeed at many things, but you can at least kind of limit, who you're playing with and all that kind of stuff. So the idea is buy cargo boxes, sell them, put them on the ship. We have like these little dynamic gravity volumes, so you buy some cargo, load up your ship, bring it from point A to point B, make some money. You should get a good hacker to hack the crap out of your game. Flies off holes, absolutely, yeah. I've had a couple of people decompile it, do some try to find some tokens and keys within stuff, and right. So as we move forward, right, that'll definitely be always an option. Maybe do some bug bounties. Right. So we have these little social things you can do as well. So everything's diegetic or plans to be diegetic. If I as an example here, we'll just head over to this little spawning terminal, and I got to redo some of this stuff too, the way that it focuses. But I'm just gonna cheese it the way that it is and buy one of everything right now in this little thing. So everything spawns in real space. It's all real components that you can kind of take and kind of snap in place and customize. So this is all the same code of the ship. Only add a little station module that you can kind of upgrade. Because I think it'd be kind of nice for players to be able to kind of make their own little, home away from home. That'll have a lot more little item ports, but we're just reutilizing, similar systems that, have already been created. So there's no reinventing the wheel here, making, these little things that the players can, extend upon. And it gives the players something to kind of earn, right? All these like different little things and items in the game that they can kind of purchase and, kind of customize. And there'll be some of this stuff will be tied to like, reputation and certain factions and things like that. I don't know why that was not snapping. Oh, because that's one that I just had like lingering in space. Makes sense. So I'm not sure what's up with the cargo grid in this one, but But yeah, like all the components are all physicalized. You can kind of snap things in place. There's all these kind of like dependencies in the ship component system. One second. Let's go behind this medical module. So this is how like the stations will work. They'll all have their own little modules. Oh, what's up with my physics, man? I'm getting errors. Oh, and the ship's not targeting. So what I've been doing is pushing code from the main build into the main build, but I haven't taken the time to go and get everything all reconfigured again. But at least this is the visual target, or at least the visual target for all of the modules. Right, so like a medical module, so you can like respawn. So if you respawn, because you died in space, you go to a hospital, if you need surgery, and you can bring NPCs here. So if NPCs are hurt and need to be rescued, they get brought to one of these locations. You just ragdoll the NPC into a medical gurney. And the whole system is a bunch of these different kind of modules that connect together to make up the different systems. I don't know why this like resets every time. I wonder if I can actually just reconfigure the view distance. So it should have like unlimited, like all the lodge should work from pretty much all the way up here to. I'm sure it'll just go all the way in. And that should work. But yeah, very early, unfortunately. And I need a lot more to show, But the systems are at least most of the systems are kind of done and coming together. They just need to be marketed and showcased. I really need to start doing dev logs, but I haven't been doing them to kind of show everything as I'm finishing up these systems. But it's time constraints. So here's like the truck stop, prototype that we originally had. So this is how things were. You would land on these pads and then kind of go in and buy cargo. Here's our little strip mall. We have our bar, our pool tables, and all the little social things that we can do. And everything will still be the same. Like these will be fleshed out, obviously, with materials and right. But all they need to do right now is be systemic, right? Like, do they have a place for delivery missions? Do they have nodes for the NPCs to go to when they're bored? Right? Do they have what they need to function? Right? That's the idea. Like, can I go buy a ship? Right? Can we go buy components? Can we equip them? That's it. Even the bar, right? Is there a drop-off point? Just put together all the dependencies and, it'll all come together. And that makes up the game of Unforgiven Space. And I can go on forever about the different like systems that I want to make. But it doesn't really matter. You need to see it working, right? Proof is in the pudding. So let's see if the warehouse works real quick. I haven't gotten into multiplayer dev myself. I'm a bit scared of the black hats. I think you gotta start with something, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta start somewhere. And if there's, like, you know, if you feel that, like, things are just gonna crumble, then just decrease scope. You know, you get, you know, just over Steam API itself, you can definitely probably get a world where 20 players can easily function. Just, you know, with Steam doing all the heavy lifting for you. That can help, you know. And if you want to go even further, then just, you know, just build it up. My big thing is, you know, it's the same as enterprise when you're building like enterprise software. You know what I mean? Like you know, security vulnerabilities are going to happen as they show up. You know, have backups, right? Like, it's the same process. Have backups, have security in place so you can react to things like denial of service attacks. And as exploits are found, patch them. You know. I mean, I don't really think people are going to get their PCs hacked, you know, with with some UDP packets flying around. Oh man, Sliver is not going to like having to move these cargo. Physics is always a problem for servers, yep. Right, so ideally, we want you know, all of this stuff to spawn here, instead of having to, like, you know, bring it down manually. But we're gonna just get it working manually, just so we can, you know, throw on our transport ship that we've already customized. No inventory. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Just want to see if it creates the. What I want to do is just create like a custom resource type for stacking items in the file. So when we go and buy stuff, it should first be empty, then create far away. And as we're adding each of these commodities, we're not like duplicating the resources. We're just creating one resource and then adding to the quantity. You'll find a lot of times the inventory resources don't update in the UI for a resource, which is kind of weird. Even though it says that it's worked. Right, station inventory was bought, station inventory was bought. Thanks for the follow, Arthritic One. We can use a compound expression on that actually. So if there isn't one already in there, otherwise we're going to add it. Everything works until Phoenix shows up? Really? Yeah, Fennec, I wonder why you can't connect. I had an issue with Sliver not being able to connect, and it was Norton, and he had to restart, and then everything worked. And it was so weird. No idea why Norton was blocking it, like his connection got banned. You definitely don't have Norton on your system. Station inventory, I bought metal for 25. Norton, like the antivirus. It was a poor Dr. Seuss reference. Does it normally show an error? Only read. Can you send me the actual error you're getting in the console version, and make sure you run the console version of Unforgiven systems when you try to connect? Yeah, this is what I don't like about resources. So this is actually all working perfectly, but in the remote tray, it won't let me actually see the changes I'm making to the resource, but it is actually working. Remote tree selects when dealing with resources. Why? Yeah, send it to me if you can, or post it into. I don't know if you're in the US Discord. But you can send it to me, or just put it here and export the text sent as a Discord message. Okay, perfect. So this is just you at the main menu trying to connect. I think the scene manager, like this one, is just a Godot scene that's in the list. Doesn't state an error when you actually join, it just doesn't join. It's so weird. Can you access universe.monolithic.ca regularly? Or is it offline to you? Yeah. Through the web. Like if you go there, do you just see the universe server? This? And it works fine? It's so weird. Let me see if we're actually trying to connect. Let me, try to connect again. Or try to uncheck the local. So you're not even like hitting it. That's weird. I need someone else to try it real quick. Let me just see if anyone else can connect. Yeah, it's so weird. Because I don't think you're blocked by anything. Unless the client, yeah, and the client wouldn't be out of date or anything. Because if let me just go to Universe Online real quick here. Can you right click on your Unforgiven systems and tell me what build you're running? Under version, it'll be like 0.0.0, and that'll be the GitHub commit. So I uncheck local, I hit join, and I'm back in. And okay, so player is connected, client 78 spawned, and it set my gravity, and I'm in. So you're not even actually connecting at all. Or it's not letting you connect. It's weird. No firewall settings or anything weird like that? Like, do you have to enable it? If you if you run two versions and host on one and connect on the other to just localhost, does it work? Like, are you able to connect to yourself, just hosting on one session and connecting on the other? And then I was just disconnected fine. I need to get someone else to try it just to see if it's the port forwarding or something. Because, let's see, proxied streams. This should be going. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna just make sure that the proxy is actually forwarding. So just give me 1 second. Server. There should be, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going to 44. No SSL. It's online. That's fine. Does it have a reverse proxy set up? UDP, TCP, yeah, and let me just make sure that the universe server is running on 44. That's fine, that's fine. Checking for retainer real quick. Yeah, so this this should be on a dedicated 2.44. Stats, networking usage. So this is running on 44 on the dedicated network. This is running our streams to 44, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Without SSL, I don't. It's so weird. The universe server is fine. Yeah, and SSL is enforced. I don't have any ACLs blocking it right now. So launch 2 different versions. Do host on the first one, and then join on the second one. And leave it all to local. Really? Okay, so hang on. I wonder if you're using an old version, right? Because if I go to project settings here, and I do multiple instances, right, and I just hit play, right, and I just host on one, then I'm in, and then I join on one. Right, one should be the server, and one should be the player. I mean, that should definitely work locally. Nothing is like blocking the screen or anything like that, right? But do me a favor. Right click on your build. So find your build. Right click on Unforgiven Systems and tell me what your commit is to here. You should be like 298. Because ideally, like we'll be releasing as the date, so it'll be like date designation with the current actual Git commit. What? 0.100. What date? That's not the current version at all. And that's what the launcher downloaded? Yeah, delete them. Delete all of them. And then run the launcher again. Because I think the version was so old that it just like probably tried to download and didn't override the old one. Wait, does it even have the Unforgiven space icon? Because I think that's a build I must have just gave you a long time ago. Oh, okay, so it did. So it's not like because it would have to be so old, like it would have to be so out of compatibility from the changes I made. We also got to display the current version in the batcher, because this is like not even connecting. Like it's not even doing anything. But what's weird about that though is it should have still been able to connect to yourself. I mean, it's the same build. You're running the same build. No space whaling for Fennec. I think I need the station to just nuke and rebuild the resource live. Oh, it's him. It can be okay. We can simplify it. Yeah, I just want to see if it actually like clears the. Because it's really weird that I can't debug this. I'm pretty sure it showed up it was down by the first time. We'll see what we get. So I'm hoping now that this creates like a temporary or a more dedicated turn this off. We're on the testing. Because this doesn't clear, it doesn't update. This resource. Okay, let's go check. Remote. So the new proto station should now have a, yeah, so this is like what it should be like. I'm curious, Fennec, to see. So now if we go by, let's say 3 gas, 2 processed food, we should see, yeah, right, it should be 4 gas, and 2 food. And then as we're selling it, And we want to remove it from both the physical inventory and the virtual inventory. So we're just duplicating the item. We're keeping a local cached copy to the station inventory to be later spawned. And we're just spawning it. So we're kind of, we could technically go and, you know, we're giving you 2 for the money. One in the world and one, I maybe want to save this up. Got that 0.010 version again from the updater. Are you sure you're hitting? Are you sure you're selecting systems in the launcher? I have another one yet. It's not the live one that we want to be running because the live one's completely broken. Well, hey, Jessica, how's it going? Yeah, and it defaults to live right now and not systems. It's what it's supposed to be, but just just kind of check and see if it's but that, you know, yeah, it's what probably never actually downloaded systems. So that's now working. That's probably what we'll do. We'll do the so we'll have our station inventory, and then what we want to have is an array of station inventories for each station for the configuration when we're saving and loading everything in. First time around, did live and tried systems. It didn't connect. I deleted start with systems. Okay. Anyway, like log in, select system. If you actually just hit systems in the drop down and click update, it should re-download. Assuming I sent you the updated launcher that has the update button. Yeah, Jessica, I find the YouTube is a lot better quality on YouTube. Yeah, so that means on the player profile. Yeah, so on player data, we have all of our ships and we have our commodities, and really we're going to have our station data here as well. And they're going to be keyed to the index of the station. So if they ever get lost or the station doesn't match anymore, then yeah. So it'll just be an array of station data. We could actually just kind of put the Okay, now you're in? Oh, okay, so you're actually in? Okay, hang on. Let me actually connect to you then. I'm just going to connect the universe online here directly. You might actually need a ship to have persistence, but let's just pop in. I want to show you some things. So let me pick my purple. Uncheck local. Join. Okay, you go ahead and join if you haven't. Are you already in into the multiplayer? Hey, is it Krishna? Welcome. Hey, there's Fennec. Okay, so Fennec, there's a couple of things I want you to do in multiplayer. So you don't own a ship, so we're going to come over here and we're going to spawn in my ship. So you don't know anything about my ship whatsoever. How's it going, Krishna? So if it works, you should see the same ship spawn in. It's like a Sea of Thieves in space. You'll see more so here in a second. So leave the ship panel alone. I'm going to spawn in mine. It spawned. Oh shit. It spawned, but it didn't spawn in here. Crap. The ship spawned in for pier at Station Alpha. I don't see it. It's not in the star. Let me try storing it again. Nope. I'm learning Unity, but I make pixel games to make. Oh, cool. All right, fine. Come over here, Fennec, and hit O one time to spawn in your ship. Make sure you only hit it once, or you'll get two. Wait for me to get in the co-pilot seat before you jump in. Alright, go ahead and jump in the pilot seat. You just have to click. Okay. I want you to head over to a place called Station Proto. In Station Proto, there's going to be a one of the landing bays we'll be able to go into. So just find Station Proto, look for one of the hangars, jump into the hangar. Oh, it's to your left, Fennec. There you go. And my view is kind of broken right now. Hang on, let me. Yeah, I kind of broke it. When you get in the hangar, try to find a little spot. There's a little spot in the middle where you can attach the ship. So you're looking for. It's a big green station. Yeah, big green station. It's called New Proto, I think. And yeah, so try to find the spot. There should be a sweet spot to hook on the hangar. Just go back and hover a little bit. Hover like in the center middle of the hangar. And it should grab the ship. We want the arm to grab the ship. Okay, let me hit Y to get out of the seat. And now you should be able to get out of the seat. Same thing. And this should all be working now in multiplayer. Go ahead and jump out. Wait a second. It's a bit off. Is this? I wonder. Is this out of sync to you, Fennec? When you get out, just come over here and see if the ship is attached to the arm. Is it attached to the arm for you, or is it just kind of floating here? The ship is attached. I lost my mouse. Look. Hit F again, or hit escape and escape again. So we're building like a full dedicated server. F did it? Okay, we're back. So can you jump back in the ship? and detach it with P and just realign it again. I want to see if the arm catches you correctly, because I think the ship is like completely, the arm is broke or something's messed up with it. P will power it back off again and cause it to be, yep, alright, so pop out. Now come back in and try to find that sweet spot in the middle of the, yeah, so just, it's up right here, oh, right there. Wait, did I move it? I wonder if I messed up the, weird. Pool is not happy right now. Weird. Something weird happened with your client at one point. Oh, did you try to despawn it? You can't despawn it yet. Let me, it's funny. But, Fennec, go ahead and, locally, I'm on the arm. So do you see yourself on the arm? Like, are you here or are you in the middle? Like, what's it like on your screen? Oh, and Fennec, come over here and see if the pool works. The ship is in the middle? Okay. Well, follow me. Yeah, just come up here. Whatever you do, do not hit the red thing. The red thing will kill you. I was getting errors on this, but I want you to go ahead and click. Just go ahead and click on the cue ball. Click anywhere on the cue ball. You don't have a table? Oh, so you are out of sync. I don't understand. How do you not have the right version? Oh, because I'm an idiot. I never pushed one. Hang on. Wait a second. Added commerce. Added warehouse. Module. Sync. I mean, I deployed the client. Hang on, we haven't. Let's do a new client build into. Let's do this one. Just kill it and wait. In the launcher, you should be able to just hit update if the launcher is working. If you have the right launcher, there should be an update button next to the branch or the channel. Just don't do it yet. Wait for me to push the server as well. So let's let's push the server down, override. Because I have to redeploy it. So just give me a second and we'll do a redeploy. Have you considered using Godot, Krishna, for your 2D art? It's pretty good for 2D. You don't really have to pay any licenses or anything. And you can still use C# if C# is something that you like. How am I doing Discord? Debian. So let me just do a redeploy real quick. Alright, so, okay. Now let me just confirm that this redeploy worked. Yep, okay, so this is a fresh start. Customization, yep, so, and, I think that's why the positioning was off. I didn't pick local, yeah. Alright, so we should now be in the same build. And that explains why I was getting replication errors, because it was trying to send the pool data to you, and your client couldn't receive, like your client was out of sync. Because I immediately was like, hey, there's someone here, Leon, that's supposed to be receiving this information, and they're not. And that might actually explain why I was getting a spawn error on my ship with you connected. Alright, follow me, Fennec, and we're going to try spawning my ship in. We're going to see if this works now. Because the whole point of this week has been getting like custom ships actually spawning in. So this is my ship, and it should be blue. Do you see it as a blue ship? Custom blue ship? Alright, so all the item ports should now be actually filled. It should be like, this is like my actual version, this is mine. I'm going to go ahead and jump in the co-pilot seat. And I'm going to let you drive it, because authority is dynamic in the game. So ideally now you should be able to take this ship over to Station Alpha. And that Station Alpha, we should be able to dock, and it should work fine, and we should be able to play pool. And if that happens, then that's great. And if you want to, you can help me knock out some of the bugs that are still in QA on the Trello board. I can like get a Trello board or the ClickUp. Just find the Station Alpha. It looks like it's the green one. Yep, it's over there, straight ahead of us. Nope, you were just looking at it like a second ago. You can see the hangars. Yep. It's so cool, guys, playing a multi-crew game with people. I know it's like not much to show right now. You're upside down, but it will be cool. Like this will be a lot of fun once the mechanics come online. Just go up a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. So all the components should now be working. The arms should be working. What I want you to do, Fennec, when you come out and you can confirm that all of this is replicated correctly, I want you to jump in, like while you're watching the stream. I don't know if you have a second monitor. Disconnect the ship and leave and come back in again and hook the ship back on. And on my screen, you should see the arm trying to actually connect to you. So you go ahead and grab the ship again, hit P to disconnect it, and I want you to leave the hangar, come back in, and do a little bit of a wiggle. So wiggle and go back and forth a little bit, just to showcase the arm moving. So just go ahead and hit P to disconnect the lock, come back out of the hangar. Now come in really slow and kind of tilt. And then hook yourself in place. There you go. Hook yourself in place. Oh god. Just straight down. Control is down. There we go. There we go. Perfect. That's awesome. Excellent. Alright, Fennec, follow me. And we're going to go play pool. And then if you can go crazy. If you want to do some testing, right, you can have... if you're going to help test, like I said, you can have access to the build. And alright, follow me. Alright, Fennec, try the pool. It's a little bit finicky, and it's very much low gravity. Let me, if you crouch, it makes it a little bit easier if the NPCs weren't being terrible. Okay, well that was better. Alright, so I'm high apparently. Yeah, so I'm high. Oh. Oh no. Okay, that was actually really good. But oh, and you didn't scratch. All right, well, hang on. What did you just think? 2? Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Those were too low, so you're still going. So anyway, you can play pool in the game, right? But Fennec's too good at it. No, look at it. Look at this shot. Stop it. Okay, fine. Hang on. Okay. Let's. Fennec is being the challenge here. All right. Well, I'm gonna get him. What do I have for a high ball? Nothing. Shit. I'm gonna hit this. I'm just gonna break it up. Hang on. Nope. And oh, it's a miss. Here we go. So, what do you think, chat? Not a bad first implementation. Ah, Driftrium, dude. How's it going, man? That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Oh wow, that would have been terrible. I don't like playing with Fennec. Fennec's actually he scratched. Fennec's too good at this. Nope. Alright, you're go. I'm glad you're being challenged in pool instead of playing games against yourself. How's it going, Dev Ninja? Hang on. So Fennec, what did you just pocket? Oh, did you just scratch? I need to actually add a tool for actually like putting in forces, because it does work. Yeah, I just like all of the systems for this work. I just don't have an interface for it. Doing good, but he isn't really fun anymore. Yeah. I don't like the heat, man. It's too warm. So we're here with Fennec. We're in the dedicated server. We're playing pool right now. Did you scratch again? Yeah, I know. And the little ball doesn't help either. You know what I mean? Like you can't what I need to do is have like a DPI hold, almost like a sniper shot. So while you're holding it, you know what I mean? Like you can actually do something with it. Because right now, oh, that's a fluke. And I scratched. So I just got a high, but a scratch. So it's your ball. You working assets lately? Well, I added pool to the game last weekend, and so this has been fun. I'm going to add a bunch of these little mini games, just kind of, you know, hey, it's something you can jump on the server and do. I'm going to try to scratch. I'm going to try to just. I need to break this up, but the breathing is not helping. No. You want to see if you can, yeah, see if you can break this up a bit. Still doing the HTTP stuff at PHP? Yeah, a little bit. Oh my god, Fennec. Ah, you lost, brother. I won. Anyway, what the guys wanted to do, Fennec, what I'm going to do next, like in the next update, is if you click on the triangle, it'll just auto-rack. Because I think that works really well. Right? So if you just click on the triangle, then boom, it just resets the board. Right now you have to actually sync everything for it to reset. So it's a little bit annoying. But this is like fully persistent. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll just make it so, but this is, you can come in here anytime and just play pool. Ideally, we're gonna move it into the bar, but I need to put it somewhere. So the other thing, Fennec, come over here and jump into this kill box. I also want to check in more at the time when you did all the MP C# stuff. But time difference sucks. Oh, I'm still doing crazy multiplayer stuff. Hang on. I'll see you over in the jail. Alright, Finnick, are you in a jail cell over here with me? You should be in a random jail cell. I don't see Finnick. He died, but I don't think he did you appear over here in jail with me? Or are you in the other let's see if we can find Finnick. Finnick should be in the jail here too. I don't see Finnick anywhere. You're still on the floor? Wait, what? Wait, no free prison was found. Die called for player. Oh no. I wonder, is it because I died at the same time as you? Hey, the real British teacup. Okay, well, Finnick, I'll show you the mechanic. And then you might have the respawn, so check this out. You can go to this welding station, turn it on, boots it up on the server. Give it a second, it's warming up. And you actually make components to get out of jail. Now, this is not the right size of component. I just, you know. And then boom. So, install upon. And they're random, right? They're just a random selection of, you know, weldable. And you're supposed to be a welding minigame. This is like tier 0, you know, implementation. Right? But so I'm waiting for, like, I don't know why we're getting power plants, apparently. Work off those crimes. I'm trying to find a nice one. Because the power plant's stupid. I just added it as a... I want a shield generator. Oh, there we go. Boom. Shield generator. Let's go. And the idea behind this is that every component that we're actually repairing is components being sold at this factory. Right? So we're actually, like, the crime is actually contributing to the economic system. Right? And it's the same thing with the agriculture farms and the other things. Finnick, let's quit and come back into the dedicated server so that we can meet each other. So that's the thing, like, that's the thing we need to actually get working in multiplayer. So hang on a second. So, like, on player disconnect. You know, clear all player references in systems. So, like, in star system systems, right? So we need to be able to, you know, when you disconnect, like, we need to, you know, doesn't keeping you there won't make much sense. And now, if the player is not there, and it tries to reference a player, it clears the reference automatically, but it still takes up a hangar, it still takes up, like, anywhere that you had, like, there's still that, like, reservation for you. So I gotta use the washroom and we'll come back in. So while I'm gone, Fennec, go into single player, go into the test universe, and customize your ship. So, like, buy yourself a trading ship, and change the color, and customize it, and then come back and come into multiplayer. Spawn me in a star. Wait. Oh, you have to quit. You have to relaunch the game. It bugs out. I think the issue is the I think it's reserving. How do you paint the ship? In the regular hangar, there's a ship customization panel. Just go ahead and change the color at the ship customization panel. Anything that you find unclear, put it in issues here. And I think, do you have access to the ClickUp, Fennec? So anything that's in QA in issues is the stuff where we need to test, and anything in QA in systems we need to confirm. So the QA or issues anybody can add to. I think you have. I think I gave. I remember your email. Let me see if I can give you access to this real quick. You want to email me your email again? Let me just move Discord over to the other screen real quick. Okay, we're good. And then I'll add you to the board. Yeah, just if you get a chance, Fennec, just quickly DM me your email. I'll add you to the ClickUp. And then you can convince me to add fishing. There is a water planet. It's literally right there. Look at this. In the test. See over there. That's a whole water planet. Just the atmosphere shader is broken. So you could technically go fishing there. Oh. Okay. Right. Adding you as a member, can edit, send. Okay. Back from the commercial. Sorry about the commercial. I set them to automatically kind of split them up. And of course, I took the combat ship, so the arm in the hangar didn't like that. It's too low. So the combat ship's what do you call it? The combat ship's thingy-bobber. The anchor point is too low, so the ship spawn's too low. So Fennec, I sent you a link to the ClickUp, so you can actually access the board for issues. Anything you find from a player perspective that you don't know and you should know, feel free to add it to the reports. Right, Slipper already added hey, maybe we should reset the pool by clicking on the. So Jessica, for the Pong stuff, I'm actually adding an arcade. So in the main build, there's actually going to be an arcade, and we're going to have a bunch of 2D games that are going to be what I kind of present, but they're going to be really basic. And what I want to do is maybe find some people from the Godot community that want to make a small game, and and I'll put that game in the game, like something tiny, like Pong, like tiny little things, maybe like a Space Invaders clone or whatever. Or maybe we'll make one as a game jam, or maybe we'll do a game jam, and the winner of the game jam, the game just has to be I'll have a full set of criteria, the whole thing should be pretty much isolated to one or two scripts. That can just be played in a sub-viewport, right? And I'll expose a set of controls. to use. So there'll be like here's an action set or an input map. Here's an input map. Here's a sub viewport. Here's a template project. Make a game, and it'd be kind of cool to see what people come up with, or what we come up with. Yeah, so thanks, Fennec, for that little bit of testing. Because what we have to do next, I have to make this a bit wider, and we have to create a little like a little area to spawn in the habitation modules. They're kind of basic right now, but they are the test versions of the apartments. But Fennec, the only trading ship works in multiplayer right now. We're hoping to change that, but it's a limitation currently. Let me actually see how many of these I can actually get in the proto station on this side. Habitation system. This should be a global class. But how long have you been working on this? Unforgiven Space, 3 years in Unity, and then 1 year in Godot. So what I've done in Godot is build up all of the systems with Greybox and make everything work in Greybox. So everything from the gravity system, ships, zone system, all of this. But I left the main project, which I'll show you, in a converted state. So like when I moved over to Godot from Unity, I used Unidot to port the whole game without any scripts. And then I was able to kind of bring in all the assets and animations and everything, and that worked fine. But then to keep things... Hey! How's it going, propagation? So this is what the game actually looks like, right? Like, or how it looked in Unity. This is what the ship actually looks like. Alright, so this is the fidelity target of the actual ship. Right, and all the components, right? So, shield generators, warp drives. A lot of it is still Greybox, but not everything, right? So this is the transport ship, right? And we have our, our little, bar to play pool in, which you've just seen, right? All that works. We have our arcade and our little places for the NPCs to kind of go and buy things. And so I'm in a process now of kind of just getting all the systems working. Very, very, very close to having all of the systems working. And then we can kind of get back to this. We can get back into this, final art stage, right? Let me hit play here. I'll just show you real quick. So I think when I get to, there's going to be a turning point, I think, of momentum, where a lot of these systems are in place, right? And everything is going to be kind of playable. and it's going to look good, right? And the player interactivity, you know, like it'll all come online, right? It'll just kind of I don't know. It's all going to come together, you know, and like when all that happens, I think these things are broken. So this is like the visual target of the ship, right? Because, you know, a big part of the game is going to be smuggling and, you know, piracy and, right, like modularity. I wish, like, a lot of this wasn't as broken as it is right now. Right, the stations themselves, you see there's different variants and some ship size prototyping, but all of the station modules are going to eventually become like this. Right, so all different modules all join together, right, to create these dynamic stations that we're going to and from. Right, so you could do mining, you could do salvage. There's a lot of stuff that's in the game right now that does work. You know, it's just not focus. But I've broke the sensors and a few other things in this build because this build's not important right now. We'll get back to that build, right? Because right now I can spawn in an ore mining ship. I can go to an asteroid field. We can break rocks, right? And soon we'll be able to do that in multiplayer, like really soon. I'm gonna run the test build so I can actually show you guys things you can do in the game. So this is a test station we made this week, just to kind of, you know, we have like land vehicles, you know, for planets. But let's go grab my ore mining ship. And remember, guys, this is all funded by you guys. So if you guys are interested, check out the Patreon. It's just patreon.com, Unforgiven Space. $5 a month, and you can help development. It's the, you know, best way to help. But the idea that, you know, I can just go and let's bring in my ship. So I bought a couple of these. I'm going to bring in my ore mining ship. So this is the ore mining ship. It's got tractor beams, 2 cutters. It's fully outfitted. So everything in Unforgiven Space is dynamic, right? You actually got to take off the components, put them back on. You know, if you don't have a warp drive, you can't warp. If you don't have fuel tanks, you can't really, you know, it's all like fully upgradable systems, right? That's how it's designed. I'm missing a lot of parts right now because they're not a dependency to get things working. So let's assume we want to go mine some ore, right? So we have a refinery panel for selling ore, and we just want to do a refinery mission. So let's do ore. We want 430 units. So I've just accepted that mission. There it is, refinery mission. The reward is supposed to say the reward, but it doesn't right now, and it can obviously cancel it. So we now have, like, the station wants ore for whatever reason, and with this variant of the medium class ship, which is, it's a little bit designed kind of funky. All I did was create a little gray box module to represent, you know, the little hoppers of an ore mining ship. So we've accepted a mission, and we can do bounties, we can do salvage, we can do a bunch of stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to this big asteroid field. And there's about 2 million asteroids in this asteroid field. So I have a warp drive, I'm slowly gaining warp speed. And we can do this multi-crew. So there's 2 million asteroids here in this system. I've already kind of placed a little cluster for testing. But ideally, we'll be scanning around trying to find different ore compositions. Obviously, they're gray box. And what we're doing is we're just applying, you know, just damage across these little normals. And then, you know, this breaks apart the ore. And now we're just sucking it up. And we're slowly filling up our ore tanks. with ore for the mission. So the ship has around 1,000 units of ore in this particular module. So, you know, and you could be doing this with your buddy. Like you could have all tractor beams, and your buddy could have all mining beams, and he could go breaking rocks, or you could be scanning for rocks, and then, you know, somebody else could be breaking rocks, someone else could be scooping them. You know, you could share the money. You know, whatever way you want to do it. I don't dictate how you play the game. Was that Meow Pixel? Yeah, she's running around playing something. Right now, the convergence of the system is kind of poor. Right, this is all very early. The big thing is just make the gameplay, test the gameplay, see how the gameplay feels, get player feedback very early. If player feedback is good, then keep designing the system. You know, if player feedback is kind of poor, and that's with the understanding that, of course, like when things look graphically better, things are a little bit different. Like it's hard to engage how fun something is until it is fleshed out. But you can still get an overall idea of how long it takes to do something, you know, like how monotonous it is the reward worth the time, you know, like what are we working towards. There's a lot of cool things you can kind of discover just by, you know, getting some player activity in very early in the game. And this is a pretty chill gameplay loop, you know, we're just finding rocks and cracking them down. I think so. For the mission, let me just crack another one real quick here. So if we had like more mining lasers or more mining beams, then all of this would be a lot faster. Or if we had better components, right? They had better traction or a higher power yield. I don't know. All this stuff is meant to be very simple, so you can add a lot of interesting itemization to it. So I think we have enough to finish the mission. I'm going to get one more, and I'm going to go back to the hangar. I want to make it for 400 units. Here we go. Alright, let's go back. So now if we just hit Y, so we can see we have a mission. We currently have 183,000 credits. So we're going to go to refinery panel. We're going to sell off all this. So we just finished the mission, so the mission's now done. Oh wait, maybe it's not done. Wait a second. Was that a helium? Hang on, that might have been for gas. Yeah, we made money. Oh no, but I don't think we finished the mission. I don't remember what mission was it we accepted. Oh, it was 430. Wait, am I just short like 1 unit? Oh no, why? Anyway, let's go and store that ship. And let's spawn my trading ship. And then, you know, you can always just like release it. I mean, turn off the mag. Alright, so we can do delivery missions, we can do trading, we can do all kinds of shit. Oh, I did not mean to hook into that. There we go. Alright, so we could do combat missions. Let me find a target to shoot. Should be a target here. We'll go after. Let's see, there should be ships here flying around. Right, so we have full holograms. We can target ships. We can destroy them. Right, so it's full. Right, so this guy leaving, we're gonna go and blow him up. Right, and target him too. And it's showing us like an indicator. We have missiles. We can shoot missiles at them. Right, missiles are coming in. Boom, boom, boom. All the shield face systems work. A lot of things just work. You know, Planet Tech works. Like, we can go down a planet and buy some stuff to sell. It's just a big old sandbox, you know. And the goal for this month, Fennec, is to get all of this in multiplayer. Right, so we can go like buggy around a planet, or we can go to the water planet. Right, so obviously things need art, and some of these like light maps are shit, and all of this stuff is, it's all just placeholder. But it doesn't matter if it's just placeholder, because as long as it works. Oh, there we go. That's all that matters. Right, so we can just go around this planet and get lost. I'm not turning, because the second I turn I'm going to get lost. I'm not going to have a clue where the where that base was. I'm going to get, I'm going to get completely lost. And I don't want to go too fast because the gravity is really light. Alright, so we're just going to do like one little circle, and I'm going to go back to code. But I just want to show you guys, just the things you can do in the game right now. So you can do, like, you can also do like NPC missions to kill NPCs. Oh no, I went too fast. No! I went too fast. I have no idea if we're never gonna find the, oh, no, we're good. So yeah, that's the game right now. Right, you can do stuff, play the game together, play pool, do some social things. We're gonna get player habitation working. That's gonna be a big thing. But I need to refactor all this inventory stuff. Alright, take off all components, put them back on. Let's go to the water planet. I think the water planet's bugged. This planet is actually big. It's big enough that you can't see the curvature of it. But I think the Wait, what? Is there no collisions on this line? Oh, apparently there's no water. Okay, well that's a problem. Oh, there is water, right? There it is. Just the atmosphere is like too weird. Yeah, I think the atmosphere is kind of messed up. But yeah, that's the game. There's a whole circus of little testing things you can do. There's combat, chips, NPCs, pirates, salvage. And we need to get this habitation system working. Player habitation module. Well, actually, guys, it's 12 now anyway, so I'm gonna probably, let me just nuke. Finnick, do you want to kill your email in that message? I tried deleting it, but it won't let me delete it. Yeah, seriously, it's happy birthday. That's good. Is it technically your birthday now, though? Like, do you know the actual time? Or are you just saying it in advance? But yeah, I'm going to end it here on the YouTube. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to find something to wait. But if you guys are really interested in helping the project, definitely consider joining the Patreon. Even join it for free. I mean, join it for the updates. It's just Patreon. Unforgiven space, $5 a month, and gives you access to the test builds. They're not much. They're not much of a game right now, but at least I do them quite frequently. So they're continuously, delivered. And all of the most of this Patreon resources go to art. So they go to like anything like shaders. Like I've been using it to consult with some artists on Fiverr to kind of build up some things. Anything that accelerates my workflow. And yeah, so we'll keep doing these updates, and eventually there'll be a game. And this goes all the way back to the time we were in Unity. So it's been a road. Yeah, maybe don't rewrite, don't switch engines in the middle of a project, but, it was the right move. That's our goal. We need to get this up to 200 USD. It's the right move for sure. Okay, so I'm going to end it here on YouTube, later YouTube.